Hi guys, welcome back to Carport Autos and another video, well, what hopefully will be the last video on this Fiesta Zetec. Things left to do, if you remember from last time. There's a couple of plastic bits I'm still trying to source for this. A door, hopefully, to still find. And then obviously front and rear bumpers, prepping for paint. So yeah, we'll crack on, see how we go, and then obviously once we've got all these bits done, all it'll be will be a very quick clean on the inside, because yes, the disaster has been averted on the inside, and we did that on the very first video, so that's all done. We've got an MOT, so it's literally just an outside clean and probably do some mopping on this car, especially because we've got some scrapes down here, and hopefully we've got one at back here, and hopefully they'll buff out. I don't know if you can see that. Should buff out. So yeah, we'll crack on, see where we go. Alright guys, I was going to do some work on this bumper, but it's obviously been outside because it's off the car, and yeah, it's frozen to bits. So got heaters set up, got as you can see, we had it on some grass and it's basically stuck to floor. So what we've got to do, we've got to take, this is the new bit we put in last time, so we'll take that back off. We've got to take this grill off and this lower grill off. Spotlight's back out, and the spotlight covers that we put on that were brand new, we'll take them out. Obviously number plate as well. And then we'll start tackling this and rubbing it down, ready for paint. Might have a word with our painting guy, see if he'll paint these for us on cheap after all prep, because it's too cold for us to spray in here, and no matter what we do, it's still going to be cold. And obviously we need to get this car done, so yeah, British weather holds up play.
You start at the bottom because these are ones that are easiest to get out.
There you go, you just heard it from Dave. Start at the bottom ones because they're the easier ones to get out, and then the more difficult ones are the top ones, which have got a little bit of a lip on here that holds into this bit, so obviously you need to try and prise that down to then push it out. So yeah, we've got this one to do, then there's the bigger middle piece, and this you obviously saw me put back on because it was a replacement part, and it's actually a pattern part which fit quite nice actually. And then we've got the fog lights and their casings as well. So yeah, we'll crack on. So as you can see, it's now out. Minimal damage to that, but it's not major. But just to see, Muppets, I've had this before, I'm trying to hide that bit of damage up front. Overspray all on this, so we've got to get all this off. That was in the fascia seat, which was nice. Right, as you can see, all vents and everything are taken out, and even better, this was covered in overspray from wherever they did to this bit here. A bit of thinners, it's all come off. Wash that up, it'll come up a treat. There's a crack there which was already done, but we'll attend to a repair on that one before we put it back in. But obviously this whole night's got to be cleaned up and then start rubbing it down. Obviously we've got scrapes under here. It's all going to be repainted. But we've got a couple of marks here and here that we need to sort out, and then there's a Dave's just spotted it on this side. We've got this down here. That's obviously where I did the repair, which I'll just want rubbing down a bit of filler, but there's a little crack and high spot there which we just need to heat up and sort out. So yeah, good times. Crack on. Time to tackle the dreaded rear beam bushers. I don't know if you can see, but it's 2 bolts here and a bolt at the back to obviously drop it, but this bolt needs to come all the way out. But we've got fuel on this side anyway, which is passenger side. You've got fuel tank in there, so we've been told that this needs to come off for when we drop it a little bit, to allow us to get the actual the bolt that goes straight through it out. And again, looking up on what we've seen on how to do this, you don't have to drop the entire rear beam, and you don't have to undo everything. And then we'll show you once we've got it all down on how we plan on taking the actual bush out, because we're going to replace it with the poly ones that we've got. Yeah, tackle that, and then we'll cut back in periodically. Right, just cutting in. Obviously got the jack holding up the rear beam, and we just lowered it slightly because, as I say, on this side you have to get this down because the tank's in way of getting the actual bolt out. So obviously that's the bracket that sits on top of it all and holds it to the car. But then if I show you this, that should not be doing that. Now, from what we've seen on good old YouTube, is that because these are rubber, we're going to drill these bits out the centre bit, and then we're going to get a hacksaw through the middle, because this collar that holds it in place is apparently plastic. Cut that out, chisel it, and then that'll allow us to get that out, the old one out, and then we'll put the new one in. But yeah, as you can see, that will be the reason why when we were driving it and you're going over bumps and stuff, you can hear like a banging noise. It's basically because the rubber is FUBAR, and you should all know what FUBAR stands for. So yeah, we'll try and get that out now. Dave's just tackling with it to the side there. He's got this side out. As you can see, this is the old bushing, and you can see the collar on the outside is plastic, as we were told it would be. So you drill all around here to get the centre bit out. That allows you to get an hacksaw blade in to crack it, and then you can pull it out. And then with this flappy paddle in the rear, we'll just go around the inside of that, get a quick clean up, and then we'll start reversal of putting the new bushes in, which is going to be interesting. There we go, all cleaned up. New poly bush in posizione. All we're going to do now is just offer it back up and put it back together, and hopefully have that issue sorted. Let's crack on. Right, everything is back together. bush is in position. So we've not done any follow along footage, but if you can see down there, since the last took the video, it's now pitch black. So typical British. Well, what are we in now? Are we still in winter? Or
we are still in winter.
We're still in winter, so yeah. Anyway, there it goes. It's all back in. Just about to put wheels on, get axle stands out, drop it down, and then hopefully see if that's cured it. Right. Everything you've just seen previous to this video was filmed probably a couple of months ago. We've let things lapse a little bit on this one. Personal life, weather, etc. So we bit the bullet and decided we need to get this done. We obviously needed to repaint the front and rear bumper, and there was a dent on this door down in the driver's door, which it wasn't too bad, but obviously trying to do, we thought we'd try and get it done. But so we bit the bullet. We've looked at numbers and there's still a bit left in it, so replacement door is what we've got. I am picking up a bumper in colour for this tomorrow, and he don't like being on camera. We've also got a replacement front bumper for it as well. Just got to change the side spats on this, because this one's just got the side spats, but obviously what we've got is spotlights on ours, but we'll just replace them from the old one. Once we've done them bits, the only other thing we've got to do, and I'll just shoot around this side to show you. Is take that wheel to get repaired. It's either bead seal or it's got a slow puncture, but it keeps going down. So before we finish tonight, I'll whip that off, and then tomorrow I'll take that and get that sorted. So yeah, once we've done them bits, inside obviously, as you know, we've done a deep clean on it, so it's just a quick tickle in there. Outside we'll get a good clean. Once them bits are done, it's up for sale, done and dusted, because we've got another one which will probably come out before the end of this video, and then obviously in addition we've got that, which again I don't know what order these videos are coming out, but that's to do with my next job. So yeah, we'll crack on. Right, so as you can see, we've got front spots in there. We've got some new spats here that we've put in that are joined to this, and we've put the air sensor in as well. What we've noticed though is that the spotlight is a little bit threadbare, so we're just going to do a little bit of soldering. So Dave's just going to solder that together, put a bit of heat shrink on it, and we're good to go. Right, as you can see, the bumper is now on. Wheels off, because I'm going to go and take it to tyre place tomorrow, investigate if it's a puncture, rim seal, or what. So we'll get that sorted out tomorrow, which it's got a lot of tread left on it. Be a bit disappointing if we've got to change it. So door left to put on. That's the only thing we've got to do. The only thing we've got to change over is this strip, because ours has a chrome one, that one doesn't, and the lock to change over. But obviously we're fighting elements tonight, so we'll have to do that another night. We got rear bumper off. Tabs look like they're all in good condition, so nothing for that. Pick the new one up tomorrow, and yeah, get that fitted, and then yeah, get it clean. Well, once we've got door changed over, we'll get it cleaned on that side. Give it a mop in places where it needs it, and we should be good to go. Catch you in a bit. Right guys, got the rear bumper. It's a good colour match. Obviously you can see these bits on here, it's where they've identified this what's called a slight bit of damage, but if you look quite, I don't know if you can see it on, there's like a spray pattern of the paint slightly cracking underneath, but you know, compared to what we had, marked improvement. But yeah, good colour match, as I say. It's just the door to do. Took the tyre to the tyre place. Had to get a replacement. Up to the point of him checking it, it looked like it was a rim seal, but taking the tyre off, the inside of the tyre, it looks like it's happened before we owned it, and people have been driving it on while it was flat, and all the inside of the tyre was degrading, so new tyre on front. So yeah, just take you out front, just quickly show you up front. Now it's got the replacement bumper on, but as you can see, looks a lot better now, a lot better. Got them spotlights in, everything's buttoned up. The only thing we've got to do now is I've just got the outside to give it a good clean, and I'm going to have to get the old mop out and get car a good mop. I'll clay bar, I'll clean it, decontaminate it, then I'll clay bar it, and then I'll go over with DA polisher and see how we come out. But obviously that's as far as we're going to go on this car. We can't put any more money into it. The only slight blemish is that wing, it is a slight shade out. It's not a deal breaker, but you know, grand scheme of things, I think from where this car was to where it is now and where it's going to be, it's a marked improvement, and we've had it too long. We need to get rid of it. So yeah, looks like we might have a little bit of decent weather tomorrow. I mean, I know that door isn't on, but I'm going to drag it out and I'm going to give it a good clean to start off with, and then bring it back under here and start getting mop out, shining it up. Hopefully within the week we'll get it up for sale. Okay, so I'll cut back in when she's done. Right, she's been fully cleaned. I've mopped the entire car. You'll have to excuse some of this. I've got a lovely blossom tree there that just loves to kill everything. We've replaced the door. We did that last night, and I've just mopped that as well. It's come up quite well actually. Now don't get me wrong, the whole car is going to get another wash because I got dead bugs on top, and the only thing that I couldn't get out from mopping was this. It's just a little bit too deep. So on the whole, considering where it was to where it is now, I think it looks 100 times better. So it's just a quick recap then on this car. Did we replace bonnet? Can't. No, that one on other red car we did. So we've replaced this wing, slight shade off. Now what we can do about that. We ended up replacing the front bumper as well as the front panel and crash bar. Down here it's fine. We've replaced the rear bumper and we've replaced this door. We've had tyres on each side. We got it MOT'd, got a year's MOT on it. I think we also did service on it, full service, and we also replaced the rear bushers on this, for the poly bushers, because they were buggered. but I think the biggest transformation was inside the car. If I can find a picture, I'll insert that picture now of what it was on the inside to how it is now. And this is right now ready for sale. We've had it longer than what we really wanted to. Part of that is just the process. We were going to try and keep things to a minimum by painting bumpers ourselves, but in the grand scheme of things, we should have just bought a new one at the very beginning, but we didn't. But lessons learned. So another quick wash, and then I'll get some pictures of it, and she'll be up for sale. So if you like these videos, especially the long drawn out ones like these, then please do consider subscribing. Click that like button, share, and if you need to drop us a comment, drop us a comment. We'll catch you in the next one.